Hey guys, I hope that you are doing okay wherever you are. Many things happened this week, so I just wanted to give you like an update about what's going on in Israel and in the whole area. And the first thing that I would like to talk about will be the assassination of Salah el-Aruri. I would like to talk a little bit about who was this man and what actually happened there. And then I would like to talk about the terror attacks that happened the Memorial Day of Qasem Soleimani in Karman in Iran. After this, I would like to speak about what's going on now in Hezbollah in terms of how they want to respond or revenge the death of Salah el-Aruri. And then I would like to discuss about what's going on now with Israel inside Gaza and what happened with their reasonableness law. So the first thing is, first of all, Israel didn't officially declare that she was the one who did that. But obviously, Israel have a lot of motivation to do that. And what actually happened there? Salah el-Aruri, he was number two in Hamas, and he was the one that was the brain, for example, of the operation that Hamas did, the terror attack that Hamas did, that kidnapped the three young Israeli kids. It was the plan of Salah el-Aruri. And Salah el-Aruri was also the brain that made the vicious massacre at the October 7th. This man also had a lot of the responsibility of connecting Hamas to Iran and to get jobs from Iran to do inside Israel. And this man, he was a very important commander in Hamas, and he started to get budget and training from Iran and started to get more weapons and plan what today we can see in the Gaza Strip that Hamas did with all the tunnels and the weapons that they have and how they're connecting to Iran. And Dahya, the Dahya quarter in the heart of Beirut, it's a Shi'i quarter. It's the headquarters of Hezbollah. It's like the most important place. It's like the hardcore of Hezbollah. And Hezbollah give him a shelter and guarantee for his safety. And in the heart of the Dahya in Beirut, this man with two other important members of Hamas were killed. And it's not official if it's Israel. We know that the United States offered a price over his head of about, like, I heard 5 million, I heard 10 million. But anyway, this man was killed. And definitely we are very happy with that because he was a very terrible terrorist that did a lot of pain for many, many innocent people. The other thing is the terror attack that happened in Iran in the Memorial Day of the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. Qasem Soleimani was the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. This man, he planted this whole plan that Iran will have a lot of proxy organization that will be able to attack and to listen to whatever Iran have to say and will cooperate with Iran in any time that they will need. And with this plan, he planned what we call the Iranian octopus, that they can attack Israel from many different directions. Anyway, besides the fact that he was the one who planned that, he did a lot of terror attacks in the whole Middle East, killed a lot of innocents, and the United States 4 years ago killed him. And today, not today, a few days ago, in his Memorial Day, ISIS did a terror attack against the people that came to his Memorial Day and killed over 200 people. Of course, it showed everyone that Iran is fragile. First of all, the men that were very loyal to them, Salah el-Aruri, was killed in the heart of Beirut, one of the cities that's controlled by Iran. And then another terror attack that happened in one of the most important people that were part of their regime. Another thing that we saw is that instead of attacking Israel more like the promise that they will do, Hezbollah took some of his forces 3 kilometers far from the border to show that they don't want to get into war. We see that right now there is no another war. We see that the Shiite will not sacrifice their life to protect Hamas. As soon as Hamas started the attack alone, so Hezbollah let them to get alone. They're attacking just like in the area of the border. And we saw that the aircraft carrier Ford moved out of the Middle East. And a few days ago, we saw the attack that happened in the Dahya in the heart of Beirut. And what we see now that United States move more powers toward the Houthi threat in the Red Sea because it's create economical problem in Europe. It's make everything to be more expensive here in Israel and many other countries. It's a problem also to Egypt, and this like threaten has to be stopped. Of course, they're getting orders from Iran to attack every ship that belongs to Israel, owned by Israel, or other ships as well, as they want. And they attack them in the Red Sea, and we see now that the United States moves some of her powers against this threat in the area of the Red Sea in Bab el-Mandeb, passage. About Gaza. So about Gaza, now Israel, she's more in a progress. She's focusing mainly in the area, still in the area of Khan Yunis. In Khan Yunis, a lot of people didn't actually move out of the city, so it's making things be more complicated. We know now that Israel wants to bomb less. Israel has to consider what the United States want, that Israel will attack less from the air and will create less damage in the Gaza Strip, because already to fix what happened there, to rebuild the Gaza Strip will cost, people speaking about like $5 billion. It might be even more, and it will take like about like 8 years to do it. So the United States want that Israel will think about like what will happen in the end of this war, and of course Israel should not discuss about what will happen in the end of the war in Gaza before we getting all the hostages back. And the last thing that I would like to discuss about is the cancellation of the reasonableness law this week in the Israeli Supreme Court. As we know, this was one of the reasons of the protests that we saw in Israel. And I would like to explain actually what is actually this law and what is the meaning of that. So we will start with that. The reasonableness law means that the Supreme Court can cancel every law that was created that was passed by the government if they think that this law is not reasonable. And there are different examples for that, but the main meaning of that is the Supreme Court have more power in front of the decisions of the government, because the government can make a decision and the Supreme Court can cancel that. A few months ago, actually like I think 5 months ago, it's already 5 months ago, the coalition passed a law that says that the Supreme Court will not be allowed to use the reasonableness law to cancel decisions of the government. And the meaning of that is obviously clear, that the government will have more power than the Supreme Court have. And the government will have more power in front of the people. The government will have more power. And this is, of course, kind of messed up with the delicate balance that we have with Israel, that we have inside Israel. And this is one of the reasons why we saw the huge protest that happened in Israel against the government and against any temptation of trying to change the balance of the power between the government and the Supreme Court of Israel. And anyway, this week, the Supreme Court made the decision that the government, that they will still be able to use the reasonableness law to cancel any law of the government which will not be reasonable. And the meaning of that the protesters got part of the things that they want. I think that if they already got the thing that they want, it's a good opportunity to stop for a second with the protest and to try to make our society first stable, and then we will be able to fix and we will be able to heal some of the wounds that happened to us at the October 7. It's not a good time for arguments. As you can see, we're still in the war. Good things are happening, and we need to keep going forward. We need to keep to do our best, and part of it is to keep being united. I love you all, beautiful people, and have a beautiful, beautiful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.